My brother called me a control freak. My dad called me ungrateful. And the woman I quietly had removed from our home, she called me nothing because she never found out it was me. So yeah, I'm the one being accused right now, and I'm still not sure I was wrong. Okay, some background because this doesn't make sense without it. My dad, Gerald, had a mild stroke about 8 months ago. Nothing catastrophic, thank God, but enough that he needed help around the house. He's 71, lives alone since my mom passed, and he's stubborn in that specific way where he'll admit he needs help, but refuse to ask for it out loud. So my brother, Dennis, and I were the ones who stepped in. We found a home care agency, we split the cost, and we arranged for someone to come in 3 times a week to help with meals, light housekeeping, medication reminders. That part we actually agreed on, which, if you knew Dennis and me, is already remarkable. The caretaker they sent was a woman named Vera. Mid-40s, warm, chatty, showed up with homemade cookies on her second visit. My dad loved her immediately. I mean, genuinely lit up when she arrived. And for the first 2 months, I thought, okay, this is working. This is the rare family situation that actually works. And then I started noticing things. Small things at first. Vera started staying past her scheduled hours, not by a few minutes, by an hour, sometimes two. She'd be there when I stopped by unannounced, which I did fairly often because, again, my dad lives alone. I'd walk in and they'd be watching television together, and my dad would wave me off like I was interrupting something. Then she started driving him places, not the pharmacy, which is technically within the scope of her role. I mean the hardware store, his friend's house across town, once apparently to some kind of car show on a Sunday afternoon, which is not a workday, by the way. She wasn't clocking those hours, she was just doing it, and my dad was thrilled. Which should be a good thing, I know that, but here's where I start to feel it in my chest. My dad mentioned, casually, that he'd updated his emergency contact with his doctor's office. To Vera, not me, not Dennis, Vera. When I brought it up, he shrugged and said, "She's around more than you are." And that landed hard. I didn't say anything in the moment. I just went home and sat with it. Then Dennis called me 2 days later, fired up, saying Vera had mentioned to him that Dad was talking about having her hours increased and that Dad had told her we'd probably pay for it. Neither of us had agreed to that. Dennis thought it was funny, honestly. He said, "Dad's got a girlfriend." I did not find it funny. Because a week before that, I'd noticed a gift on my dad's kitchen counter, a framed photo of the two of them from that car show. She'd had it printed and framed, and my dad had put it on the counter where my mom's recipe box used to sit. Called the agency. I did not tell my dad, I did not tell Dennis. I called the agency and I told them I had concerns about boundaries being crossed, the unpaid hours, the personal outings, the emergency contact situation, and I asked them to reassign our case to a different caretaker. They were professional about it. They said they'd handle the transition. And they did. Vera was off our account within the week. The new caretaker, a very capable woman named Rosa, started the following Monday. My dad called me that night furious. I mean furious in a way I haven't heard from him since I was a teenager. He said, "What did you do?" And I told him. I explained my concerns, the contact change, the photo, the boundary creep. He told me I was projecting my grief about mom onto a perfectly kind woman who was just trying to help him feel less alone. And honestly, I've been sitting with that ever since. Dennis sided with Dad. He said I should have come to him first, that we're co-managing this together, and I went behind both of them. Which fair, I did, I fully did. My dad stopped calling me for about 3 weeks. When he finally reached out again, he didn't bring it up, but there was this coolness, this distance that hadn't been there before. Rosa is fine. She's professional and reliable, and my dad tolerates her and does not light up when she walks in. And I think about that every time I visit. A few weeks later, I was going through some of my mom's things at his house. He'd asked me to help him sort through a box, and tucked underneath some old cards, I found a note in Vera's handwriting. It was just a grocery list, nothing strange, but it was dated on a Sunday, a day she wasn't supposed to be there at all. So either she stopped by off the clock, or she was there more than any of us knew. And I don't know what to do with that. I don't know if it changes anything, or if it just makes me feel less crazy. My dad was lonely. Vera made him feel less lonely. And I'm the one who took that away from him, without asking, without warning, without even giving him the choice. So I want to know, was I protecting him, or was I just deciding what he was allowed to have? He's doing okay, that's what I tell myself on the hard days. He's safe, he's cared for, and Rosa is genuinely good at her job. But okay and happy aren't the same thing, and I know that. I moved his mom's recipe box back to the counter. He hasn't said anything about it. Neither have I, so am I the problem here? Honestly though, what would you have done? Comment below.